Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I've got a box for you today, a lovely gift box, which is perfect if you are gifting lipsticks. Look how beautifully they fit in there. And that was a bit of a fluke actually, because I wanted to make a box that I could make out of one piece of A4 cardstock. So I didn't actually measure these first. And as it is, they fit. They're a bit tight, but they do fit. And I think that's a great gift box for those. These are great lipsticks actually. Beauty Bay matte lipsticks. They're fabulous. Let me show you how I made the box. I'm going to use, I'm going to mark on my paper there to do that. I'm going to use Bumblebee cardstock because I think that goes really nicely with that Fine Art Floral paper. I did want to pick up Pretty Peacock and I've run out, and I'm not going to buy any more Pretty Peacock because it retires at the end of this catalogue. So in the next 2 or 3 months it will be gone, and I can't justify buying a whole pack of Pretty Peacock for one box. So I've decided to, it's a bit on the bright side, but I'm going to go with the yellow. So that's what I've done there. So let me show you how I've done that. There are some things on this that we've got to be a bit careful about with regard to matching patterns. So if you're worried about matching patterns, then maybe use a pattern, like see on the back of that, it's just very generic, and it's yes, you could match it, but not as well as you could match that. So if you're worried about matching patterns, go for something that is very abstract, but pick out a colour in that paper and then choose your cardstock. So this cardstock measures. So on this long side, I'm going to cut this at 8.5. Now UK A4 cardstock is 8.25. So we're having to trim the long side and then turn it round. And this is at 4. So that's the main part of your box. And this piece that you've got left, this is going to be 3 inches by 5 inches. So 8.5 by 4 inches, and then 5 inches by 3 inches for your lid. Let's start with the main part of the box first. Really simple numbers for scoring. You're going to score at 3, 4, 7, and 8. So they're all on the long side, and then on the short side you're going to score at 1. And then for your lid, you're going to score at 1 inch all the way round. However, when we're doing lids, we need to make the lid ever so slightly bigger than the box. So to do that, so here is your 1 mark here. You're going to put your cardstock in between the 1 and the next line. So it's not at 1/16 of an inch. You can do it at 1/16 of an inch. I just find it all might be a little bit baggy. So it's just in between those two. I sometimes refer to that as a smidge, but it's just a tiny bit, a teeny tiny bit under the 1. This just enables the lid to be just that little bit bigger than the box so that it all fits nice and snug. So there's my scoring, all done. Okay, and actually while I've got the trimmer out, let's deal with this. Now you need 2 pieces that measure 2 7/8 across and then turn it round, and then here each piece needs to be 2 3/4. Oops. Now what we have to be careful of, we can keep these like this for now, but what we're going to do is, whoops, slice a piece off the top. We want to make sure that we keep everything matching. We'll just put those to one side. No, we're not. We'll do it now because we've got the scorer out. So that's what they'll look like at the front. You just want to turn them round and take 7/8 of an inch off the top. And then when you put these to one side, keep them together like that, because we're going to make sure that they match on the top and the bottom of the box. So I've turned this round, that's the top, turn it round, and then take off 7/8 of an inch. And then don't mix them, put them to one side like that. Okay, now that is our cutting and scoring done. Starting with the box, get your bone folder and fold and burnish all of your score lines. So while I'm doing this to all of these, just to tell you who I am, my name's Donna. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I've just celebrated my 1-year anniversary with Stampin' Up, and over the last year I've been building up my team of taffy crafters, and I've been happily just crafting away here on YouTube and on my Facebook page. You can find me there at Taffy Crafting. And I do live crafting, live unboxing, share everything that I've made. I don't class myself to be an expert at this, I just enjoy it. And I have to say, the best thing I did a year ago was to join Stampin' Up. Absolutely best decision I've made. I've met such a lot of friends, part of an amazing community. Right, so told you about me, now get back to these. So this is the lid. So look at it from the long side. You are going to cut up to the first score line like that. And you're going to do this on both sides. Cut up to the first score line, keep those cuts nice and neat, and then you are just going to cut diagonally into that corner, and again cut diagonally into that corner, and the same with this one. Cut diagonally into that corner and diagonally into that corner. And then what we need to do is just take a little bit off the bottom there. Don't need to measure that. It's about 1/3. And we're going to do the same on this side. So cut up to the first score line, second score line, and then into the corner. Wedge a little bit off. And then into each of those corners and wedge that bit off. So there's our box lid. Now I'll come back to the decorating in a moment. Let's do this one first because this is the easiest one to decorate. So what I want to do is just turn this round so you've got this 1/2 inch tab here. This is what's going to hold the whole box together. So have that on the right hand side if you're following me, like this. Cut up from this first score line here up to the first score line here, like that, and then diagonally cut into that corner like that. So you're taking off that bit, don't need that. And then you're going to do the same at the top, just cut diagonally into that bit there, and that's going to just form the tab to keep it all together. Then with these, cut up each of these score lines up to the first score line, And what I want to do with these is just wedge into these a little bit. I don't think this is 100% necessary to do this. I just find that the box goes together a whole lot better, in my opinion. So that's the inside of the box. There's the outside of the box. Now, here are our pieces of DSP that I've cut out. These two are going to be stuck here, like that. And then these two are going to sit on either side of the box flap, like that, or the box side. So if I just glue this up, always keep it the right way up. Don't start turning it round, otherwise it's not going to match. Don't do this if you're going to get disturbed. Need to concentrate. Right, need to get some glue out of my pot. There we are. And then this is going to sit at the bottom of our box there, like that. Okay. And then I'll do the same for this one, being careful not to turn the DSP round. This is why you might prefer to use a DSP that has no direction on it when you do this the first couple of times. So they're sat on there like that. I'm going to put that to one side to dry off. Here's our box lid. So just take one of those. It doesn't matter which one because we can turn the lid round. Keep it all the right way up. I really am at the end of the glue on this, but I hate changing my glue over if there's still a little bit left in the box. I'm so frugal like that. And then keeping that upright, it's this you turn round. Like that. I so wish I'd had some pretty peacock paper left, or card rather, but I know that I used it, the last of it, on a project not long ago. And there's that there. Now, this is the very top of the lid, and I haven't got anything on there. And I don't know if I want anything on there. I'm really, no, I'm really undecided if that needs anything. So I might change my mind on that in a moment. Let's construct the rest of this. Or actually, let's construct the rest of this. I'll go back to that once that's dried. That's the outside of our box. I want to run some tape, tear and tape. It's like double-sided sticky tape on this tab here. There's my tear and tape. And just run that along the score line. The closer you get it to the score line, the less chance you've got of there being a gap in your box. So just take off the paper to leave your glue, and then fold that over there, bring this over, and if your scoring has been nice and accurate, it will match. Like that. So there's our box. All it needs is us to put the bottom in. Fold those pieces in. That goes like that. So we're just going to put some glue on here, and again, tear and tape works beautifully for that. So when you're putting boxes together, you want to make sure that everything is nice and square, that it's not squashed, you've got right angles, and then it all fits together nicely then. Let's just take that off, and then just stand that up like that and keep it nice and sturdy so it it's not being squashed one way or the other. So these score lines should match, or those cut lines rather, should match the side of the box. They won't be hanging over either side. Keep it all together while you bring that over, push that down, and then just for good measure you can just poke either a pencil, your bone fold or whatever in there like that. And then that's ready then to put your lipsticks in, like that. Could be anything that you're putting in there. That might fit a blusher or a face powder. I'm just so into my makeup, really into my makeup. Despite my age, I am still really into my makeup. So here's the lid, still with no top. Still can't decide if I'm putting anything on there. There's no right or wrong way of anything. If you don't want to put a lid on it or a top on the, some paper on the top of the lid, then don't. I might put something else on there. Might put a bow, maybe. If you watch me regularly, you will know that I don't do bows. So we've got those on there like that. And you could, if you wanted to, you could decorate the sides. You'll see that I've not got any DSP on there. You can if you want. Okay, so with these flaps that you just glued, put that behind the side of your box and then get this cut edge to meet the folded edge. Take your time. If you use wet glue, you'll have to hang on to it, but with the wet glue you're pretty certain that it's all going to match, because you can move it until it sets. Let's fold that over like that. And then this one, same thing, cut edge meets the folded edge. See, I'm taking my time over this because once that tear and tape has stuck to that, so it's going nowhere. It's really good adhesive, it's my favourite. So there's our lid. Here's our box. And then that fits, because of those measurements we did earlier, that fits like that, but I've put it on the wrong side. So I just turn it. This all fits beautifully now. And there we are. Can you see that whole image just matches? I absolutely love that, how that's done that. And it matches on that side as well. Now that's a fairly snug fit, but if you turned it upside down, well, it's not going anywhere, but we need to make sure that that stays tight. So I've got some different shades of ribbon. I'm going to decide what I'm going to use. So I've got, that's not bad. What else have we got? There we go, there we have it. We've got this lovely grey. This is from the Peony Garden suite. How beautiful is that? So what we're going to do, that's going to run underneath all the way up to the top, and then we'll put a bow on it. I'm not very good with bows. Should we see how well I do on this? It's a nice excuse to use that ribbon actually. So I've got plenty either side, and I'm going to tie a knot. This is where I start getting nervous, and I'm not going to do a bow. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to push my finger down there. Let's put that in view. So I've just tied a knot, push my finger down on top of it, and I'm just doing another knot like that. Now when that sits up like that, it's not bad. If I do a bow, it will look a lot worse. So there we go. Now, as you can see, there's no stamping or anything on here. This is a project purely to show what you can do with that paper and making a box. So I hope you like it. I hope you give it a go. Head over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/taffycrafting. And I've got some Facebook Lives going on in the next few weeks, showing some of the things that I've bought, some of the things that I've made, and there are some few live crafting going on. I'd love to see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back again soon. Bye bye.